Coach, why did you get into education in the first place?
The biggest reason I got in the first case is probably because of Coach Mock, my high school football coach. When I came over to the high school as a freshman, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and for some reason he saw something and believed in me and made me believe in myself, and I wanted to be just like him and impact the lives of our students and our community the way he did.
So how has Coach Moore impacted your life?
Numerous amounts of ways. Definitely one of the most influential people in my life through coaching, obviously, being part of his DBs and then coaching with him as I graduated, and then outside of school as well. And now here at the high school, being part of the staff with him, it's just, he's a great man, great person to follow, great role model. So he's taught me a lot of life lessons on and off the field, and obviously within the classroom. So.
How has Coach Moore impacted your life?
I mean, Coach Moore has done far beyond more than I can ever ask him to do for me. He's helped me with schoolwork. You know, he was a coach to me at one time. He just helped me through a lot. So.
Moving here as a transfer into the school district was like a big deal for me because it's the first time I've ever moved in my life. And he was just everything to me. Like when we moved, he made sure I fit in, like he made sure school was going well, sports were going well.
Probably the biggest influence in my career was my parents. Obviously, they neither one graduated high school, raised 6 children, and education wasn't the most important thing. Making a living, providing for your family, and commitment, working hard was the #1 thing that they required, and I think that carried over, and I was fortunate that I had a physical education teacher when I was a freshman.
How has he demonstrated leadership to you?
Just by how he carries himself. You know, he's always talking to students, he's always asking staff and kids how they're doing, and getting on a personal level with everybody, and really taking some general interest and genuine interest in their everyday lives. And I think that leadership by example is very apparent with him. It's not how he talks about things, it's really how he does things.
In JRGC we have something called LDRSHIP, and so that's loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. I feel like within the school he demonstrates all of those capabilities on a day-to-day basis.
What makes Coach Moore special to Kenton High School and the students here?
You know, being around Coach Moore for a long time now, he's not only a coach on the field, but he does a lot of good things within the school. He does a good job working with my students, interacting with them, building their confidence.
You have to be able to understand where the kids are coming from. You have to make a connection, build a relationship, and if you do that, the sky's the limit.
Describe a favorite moment with Coach Moore.
Probably in gym class when he talks smack to me and he has to go quarterback and my team wins and I have to pick him off a couple times and score and he loses.
If Coach Moore wasn't a teacher or a coach, what do you think he'd be doing for a job?
A bag boy. A fucking Mart, a bag boy.
Bag boy? Why do you think that?
Because he's fast.
He's fast and he can talk to people.
Yeah.
He can talk to just about anybody, can he?
Yeah.
If Coach Moore wasn't teaching, what do you think he should do for a job?
The obvious answer would be he'd hunt full time. I mean, that would be the obvious answer, but I really think he'd be good on one of those shows like Impractical Jokers or a stand-up comedian or something like that. If we know who he is, you know, he's always pulling pranks.
Why did you start putting alumni collegiate athletes' pictures in this weight room?
A long time ago, we had a lot of football players that went on to play college football. It's an extremely tough thing to balance academics and athletics, and I think it was a path that got me to where I was at. And each time one of our athletes went on to college, their coach or their sports information director would send a picture to our high school. We had a huge box of them, and I talked to Mr. Thrush one day and I just said, you know, how about we put these up? And he had a great idea that let's find our other athletes other than football and let's just make it an all sports wall. And we can sort of showcase them to our younger students and give our younger students something to look forward to and when we have a freshman or a sophomore come in the weight room and we have a ton of kids that come through our weight room, they can look on the wall and say, why can't I be one of those guys? And it gives them something to look forward to and lets them know that if they work hard and do the right things, that they can achieve that, and maybe someday their picture will be up there.